Meghan Markle here.
Today is Monday, September 29, 2025. It is 4:01 a.m. So I'm still in the middle of editing all the recording that I did yesterday. I'm doing the last one right now. The last one, it's about an hour, even though I was trying to keep each of those recordings around 30, under 40 minutes. But this one, it's long. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it, if I'm going to leave all of it as one, because I'm already in 20 minutes editing and I have this part. It's close to 54 minutes in terms of the length of the recording. But anyway, I'm not even explaining it right. While it's quiet in the middle of the night, 5:30, 6 o'clock, I have to wake up the kids, and I want the moment I finish edit this, I want to start editing what I'm recording right now. So this is why I paused and decided to start recording. All right, so what do I have here? I'm not sure what, I think it's still talking about the leaks. So some squad are still talking about it. So let's see what's going on here. Let's go on X. Okay, this video is so cute. It was not on my list. It's something that I like, but it was not on my list. Let me go through it really quickly. The baby is watching the mom getting the milk prepared. Look at her face in the background. So cute. The mom can't hold it. Look at the mom smile. She's pretty too. Oh my goodness. Must be very hungry. Thank God she got able to feed the baby. Look at so cute. That was not on my list, but since it's on the screen, I decided to share it with you. So, first tweet. My nose is still running and I'm coughing occasionally. Alright, so this is what I have here from Prince Max. Slowly but surely, one day or another, we will get there. Let's see here. My God, I can't wait until the papers can talk about Prince William freely. So that was back in 2021. Oh my God. Yeah, they got him the same way they got all of the other politicians, you name it. They got him. Oh my God. He think just because they laughing with him and showering him, he thinks these other vultures around him really care for him. Oh my God. He is so freaking stupid. That goes the same for Andrew too. Just because all these people were around him, uh, showering him, make him feel so important, he think they really care for them, when in fact they want proximity and to frame him. Look at this. This one, I know it was recent when Trump went to the UK, but he has no choice. I cannot say anything about that one here because that was part of his duties. But I think the reason he truly wanted to come out, I'm not going to say it. And I kept my mouth shut when I was talking about it on another video when Trump went to the UK. All right, so there's no comment. I cannot see it. It says tweet, but I cannot see it. Let's go to the next tweet. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Espionage, framing, plotting, and all of that. The only thing I could say, may God continue to protect Harry and Meghan, and the kids, the Sussexes, protect them. All right, this is the next tweet here. Prince William and Clive Alderton accused of blocking Prince Harry's reconciliation with King Charles. This guy, I don't think he cares. Okay, I don't I don't know what the plan is. Maybe he's working for, or I don't know. I really don't know. But for William to be against that, again, I really cannot fathom or understand their mentality. I don't know. But one thing I could say, there's no comment. I cannot see the comment. Well, this one I can see it. See nuts. Okay. But anyway, the only thing I can say about all of those things that we are seeing going on, even in the US, the UK, what the royal family is displaying, but at least the rest of the world can see how they behave, especially from Africa. If they had forgotten what their forefathers, their ancestors have gone through under these people, at least it is being displayed, reminding them these people are not to be trusted. That's the only thing I can say about this. Because, like I've said in past videos, there is like two worlds. There are two worlds that is being developed right now at my time as I'm speaking. Okay, there's Africa who's moving forward, learning from its past and picking up where the developed world have left off in terms of renewable resource, clean energy, and all of that. So they're picking up from that. Whatever mistakes the developed world have made in terms of clean energy and all the recyclable thing, whatever, Africa's picking up from there and it's moving forward. But what the developed world is doing right now, it seems like it's going back. Well, Trump did say make America great again. It's going back. Those young people, it is up to them, Gen Z, to say, or not only say and see what is happening right now, and things that they were not aware of because they truly kept some information from them the same way that they kept some information from African American, but they also kept information from the new generation that's growing up right now. Okay, what their forefathers have done to enslave, pretty much colonialism. There's some who refuse to recognize that, but there are some who seeing the light. So those information were kept from both African American, the one who actually their ancestors went through the hardship, and also to the new generations of the colonizers, so they don't see how barbaric their ancestors have been to the ancestors of African American. And then they evolve their tactics to still punish the current generation of African American. So now those generation, Gen Z, and both African American and white American, they need to open their eyes. African American have opened their eyes. They see what's going on. They always been in the moment and understand their past, even though they try to keep information away from African American. But the problem is for the white Gen Zs, it is up to them to acknowledge what has happened. Do they want to repeat what their forefathers, their ancestors have done, or do they want to recognize it and don't repeat what their forefathers have done and move forward in a way of reconciliation and acknowledgement and work with things like that? Otherwise, If they don't recognize and try to change and not repeat what their forefathers have done, if they don't do that, the rest of the world will leave them behind. A, Asians, blacks are moving forward. If they get themselves together and understand and move in a more understanding, level, and fair way, they will leave those white Europeans and white Americans behind due to the fact that they do not want to change. So there is an option right now. The crossroad. What do they want to do? How do they want to move forward? Africa is moving forward already. And one thing I want to say, because there are some Africans where they're creating some amazing products that came from dreams, even though they did not go to school to study this type of things. They're inventing and creating new things. So the gods, okay, the gods are talking to them. So there's one, I don't know how or where I know this, but there will be, because things will always be, there will always be someone who come with amazing idea. If this amazing idea, whatever that thing is, a weapon that an African create, okay, it is paramount, it is very necessary to not share it, to not share it with the rest of the world. You could use it, and the country that you feel like need the protection, you could have your own people to do it for them, but do not give it away. The moment you give it away, if this particular weapon is shared, you will have about 4,000 years of protecting yourself, and then sooner or later they will use it against you. So this particular weapon, they should keep it for themselves. Okay? Whoever this genius is gonna be, and we have seen the mentality, the barbaric, the unfairness, the savagery of those white Europeans have in their heart. A weapon like this will be used to destroy you. So if you have created that particular weapon, keep it to yourself. It sounds stupid, but that's what I'm going to say. All right, so there's no comment on this. Let's go to the next one. It's still about the leaks. I create like 4 or 5 videos yesterday about leaking, and there's more tweets about that. All right, next one. The Derangers want people to believe that Prince Harry is the one who leaked the Sun, Rupert Murdoch. There's the laugh here. Yes, the Sun. The Sun makes it clear that Prince Harry was not the one who leaked to them. Pointing down here, the leaks always come from King Charles and Prince William's camp. All right, let's see here. First, let's check the date. September 27. So 2 days ago. Today is September 29. All right. Prince Harry says sources intent on sabotage behind reports of strained meeting with King. Spokesperson said claims Harry felt like an official visitor were fabricated as Duke seek reconciliation with father. Who's that person here? Person name Kyriakos Petrakos. Okay. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Prince Harry has suggested that people are seeking to sabotage his reconciliation with King Charles as he hid back at invention-fed media reports on the pair's recent meeting. Harry met the King for the first time in almost 2 years at Clarence House in London on 10 September. The Sun reported on Saturday that the meeting was distinctly formal, claiming that Harry joked he felt more like an official visitor rather than a member of the royal family. These people, they always have to create a narrative about everything instead of just let things be. My conscience is clear. Prince Harry on Ukraine, his family, and the media. All right, let's see here. I'm going to read everything. The newspaper also cited sources close to Harry, which deny he said he felt like an official visitor. A spokesperson for the prince went further, describing the quote attributed to Harry as pure invention fed, one can only assume by sources intent on sabotaging any reconciliation between father and son. The spokesperson did not specify who the information might have come from. Okay, so this is the part where she highlight here. The Sun said Harry had confirmed part of its report, telling the Guardian he, quote, was giving full right of reply yesterday in advance of publication and opted not to give a response to the Sun's carefully sourced account of the meeting. Harry's spokesperson also corrected part of the Sun's report about gifts that had been exchanged between the king and him. The Sun had initially said a framed photograph of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex family was exchanged. This is the part that I'm editing right now in this video, and there's the part where I create a narrative. What if this had happened when Harry was over there? And there's me saying here, wishful thinking, and then there's this that said that will never happen. Oops, it's too big. You won't be able to see it. That will never happen. That was a scenario that could happen if while Harry was in the UK. So this is the part here saying there was none of that. Okay, let's see here. But mostly from William Kemp, Kensington Palace, and I strongly believe that it was William because he's the one with a motive. Everything points at him. It is William. He's the one who is trying to sabotage Prince Harry's reconciliation with their father. To the Sun, those fools will believe anything that goes against the Sussexes, even when it defies logic. True? Well, if that isn't proof, it then come from Harry. I don't know what is exactly. So there's that zero engagement since January 2020. Harry had, this is too much. You could pause and read if you could see it. Harry had said he's not going to engage with these tabloids. King Charles III lacks a grasp of his own domain. If he does nothing, anyone can print those rags, which could further harm his relationship with his son. Weak. Whoever wrote this article is an idiot, and I believe the Sun's response saying, quote, Harry had confirmed some of their report, end quote, was deliberately done to muddy things. They made it seem Harry made the confirmation prior, but meant Harry's statement confirmed part of their report. They only see and hear what they want to hear, but we know it's not Harry because there's no leak when they are back in America. Smarter weight loss. Okay, that's an ad. Let's go to the next tweet. Still making reference to the leaks. I don't know. These people, can you imagine? You just go meet your father and then you have all this nonsense going on. These people are creating this narrative. Next tweet. Got some nerve calling your mother paranoid, yet you're out there crashing out and feeling threatened over the dumbest shit. I'm telling you, it's so freaking childish. Okay, live your life in such a way that when your brother and father have tea together, you don't instantly assume there is a sinister plot against you. It could be, okay, this is my little thing that I created. Okay, it's not written anywhere, but I've been going with that, thinking that since he settled with the papers, and he probably made a deal with the papers that to stop Harry from suing them. Now, since he can't stop Harry from suing them, and now whatever extra money they had given William to prevent Harry from suing the papers, and he can hold part of his bargain. So in order for them to feel satisfied with William, because they already give him the money to stop Harry, and that didn't happen, so he has to keep on leaking information to the papers. So this is probably why he's getting going nuts. Any little thing that happened with Harry, he's leaking it to the, well, he was doing it before anyway, whatever. Okay, so this is new to me here. I'm gonna pause because I have some stuff regarding the Sussexes at the end. I'll put that near the end. Let me pause and put that on the list. All right, so I add this to the list. It might be on PYTE or maybe at the end of this video. All right, let's see. This is the next tweet here. They had a birthday party for their child in that country, and he refused to allow his children to attend. So that's William. When Lilibet first birthday was celebrated in the UK. William did not allow his kids to attend. Quote, I'm already an uncle. So that's when Archie was first born. And someone in the audience or wherever outing he was doing asked him how he felt about being an uncle. And that was his response. I'm already an uncle. Was his first soundbite after the birth of Archie. He doesn't acknowledge them. So yeah, he's the one who doesn't want them to know their grandfather. Siblings don't always get along, and some have non-existent. What is that? Relationship. Okay, siblings don't always get along, and some have non-existent relationship. But this man seems to have a deep-rooted hatred for his brother. The thing is that throughout his life, the moment he was born, or perhaps when Harry was born, they've been telling him he's the best thing that ever happened to the UK or for the royal family. I don't know. I'm just saying. So when you look and past interviews, joint interviews that he does with Harry, he always says some shady stuff like Harry will be drinking, smoking, and things like that.
Fun stuff, but with an edge to helping people.
How about you, Harry?
He'd probably sit in and play computer games and drink beer.
Has there been any kind of diva demands or sort of pop stars you've had to deal with that have been quite tricky?
Couldn't possibly be so indiscreet.
The Spice Girls were quite keen to...
He's been the hardest. He's, some cigarettes somewhere and a beer, that's about it, really. But
he thinks that was funny. Or perhaps he believed this was what was going to happen to Harry. And you've seen some of the pictures in the past of Harry drinking and smoking and all of that. And you have to wonder, who was providing him with some of those stuff? Let's say, for instance, yeah, I understand he goes to clubs and party and everything like that. But the drugs part, who was providing him with drugs to make William believe this is what Harry will be? Because they were putting him under those influence of those narcotic kind of things. So William believed it. So now when Harry decided to change himself and become what he is now, so he's devastated. All right. So there's that. I didn't want to go in it. All right. That sad part is Harry seems to love him as a brother, and he saw Harry as an employee, workhorse. He saw Harry as less than and a competitor, and hates Meghan for giving him a family. I don't know what he was expecting. There's to comment here. Bullseye, well said. There's that. Very heartless decision. I remember that the one and only thing he used to say about having kids himself, and then when asked to comment on Archie's birth was something about sleep deprivation. And now, years later, and with almost teenage kids, he's still saying that one line about his children. Let's see what's comment here. I cannot see it. William has always had a passive-aggressive relationship with Harry. Willie can't hide his racism, but it isn't up to William. What he's gonna do, flounce off saying he won't be king next. He knows a good thing when he's on it. Charles is king, futures, okay. Takes orders from no one, especially his jump up heir. William is just so boring. The royal family will breathe his last with him. These incidents got to me. His animosity and jealousy go way deeper than sibling rivalry. And the story about his resentment that Harry was allowed to keep his beard for his wedding. And the other thing too, when William become king, I think his full on power will focus on Harry only. And that would be a bad thing for him. I mean, I don't know if he's learning what's going on right now. His focus on Harry is not a good thing for him. But once he become king, that would be his full energy. He will use all resources, and Harry may not be able to go to the UK at all. And the worst thing is those people who listens to him, even people who are elected, seems like they listen to the institution. I don't know. These people is like the blind leading the blind. Next tweet. Just as predicted, Prince William crashed out for being completely ignored as Harry and Charles try to reconcile. So that's a retweet of herself, September 4th. Report of his, that's William, jealous, petty, vindictive, streak shine through, but at the core is something more wounded to him. Harry ignores him, and Harry's eyes, William is a non-factor. People like that are very dangerous. Okay, people like William is very dangerous. Yes, he may not pay him too much. Harry may not pay William too much attention, but he needs to look over his shoulders. Okay. Let me see what this is about here. This is why William resists reconciliation. It isn't just about Harry's memoir or the Oprah interview. It's about pride. Report of his jealous, petty, vindictive streak shine through, but at the core, it's something more wounded to him. Harry ignores him. In Harry's eyes, William is a non-factor in the path to reconciliation. You know what that reminds me? You know how African American is ignoring some of the bait that the Trump administration is doing, and those people are still mad. And there's one, I think a podcast Joy Reid did, where she said those MAGAs got the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court. What else do they want? Why they cannot be happy? It's the same mindset. Okay, it's the same mindset. And go look for it on social media. It probably somewhere on social media. I don't remember if I ever share that particular thing. I don't recall if I have it. Of Joy Reid's podcast thing, the pod that I just mentioned. Search for it on YouTube somewhere. In Harry's eyes, William is a non-factor in the path to reconciliation, an obstacle rather than a bridge for a man so accustomed to being central. The thought of standing isolated on the outside while the world watches his father and brother rebuild their bond is simply too much for his ego to bear. And let's not forget as well. Yeah, I remember Harry had said in the Oprah interview, the relationship with his brother is space.
As for his relationship with Prince William,
The relationship is space.
Okay, with that being said, Harry, who grew up in that institution, he knows how all of them behave. All right, that was before all of this is happening. So he grew up with them. He knows how they behave behind closed doors. So God will help him find his way through this idiot. All right, so that's that. There's no comment. Let's go to the next tweet. So she pretty much retweeted herself of this. All right, it's the same person. She just retweeted one of her tweets because the conversation continues. This one I shared it on my last video. Maybe I'll put it again because it's not a long video. Since at Kate Menzies is choosing to willfully misinterpret the message from the Duke of Sussex, I'm going to assume that this is Clive, the vast Alderton, briefing her again to deflect from the claim that he is conspiring with Prince William is a leaker against Prince Harry. By now, especially the squad, they know. Once Harry says something, that's it. These people from the palace, they lie for no reason. What is that? This one of his Vomrad is admitting here this line. What's those word missing letters? It's not like it's running out of character, but there's plenty more to write. So this person retweeted that. To the Derangers and Dementors claiming that Meghan and her teams are doing the leaking to Matt Wilkinson, Tom Sykes, this guy here, emphatically states that's not accurate because Harry and Meghan hate the Sun so much and the Sun is much more Team Wells. He knows it's really doing the leaking. All right, so let's listen to that. Let me go into it so it could be bigger.
And now, one thing really important, a lot of people are saying that they think that Meghan and her team leaked this to the Sun. I don't think that's accurate. I really don't think it's accurate. They hate the Sun so much. The Sun is very much Team Wales. If Meghan and her side were going to leak anything, it would be appearing in the American tabloids. It wouldn't be appearing in the Sun. That's not to say, that I know for a fact. I don't know who Matt Wilkinson in the Sun. I don't know who his sources are, but I can have a pretty good guess from the tone of the description, and it seems like Harry thinks that he knows who it is, who it is too. And now, one thing really important: a lot of people are saying,
Okay, it's playing over. Let's read some of the comment. I'm not gonna play it again. According to Richard Eden, if the Sussexes don't deny any lies that are printed in the press, then it must be true. So if the two palaces don't deny anything, then it must be true. There's one comment under it. Oh my God. All I have to say here, I don't think Meghan wants to deal or wants to be part of anything between Harry and his father or anybody that is related to Harry in the UK. I think Meghan is done with them. She understands that they don't like her, they don't want her in their circle, so she removed herself and her kids. Now, if Harry wants to go and show his kids how he used to live in the UK or meet his father, that's a different story. But Meghan and the kids, I think, are out of that craziness. Eden and the Rota are simply trying to pester Harry and get him to respond. It's a childish game, and I hope Harry is laughing. It's ridiculous. Clive to William, and then on behalf of William to the voters. She's a Prince William Palace mouthpiece. She will wear one of Kate's horrible bed wigs if it kept her in good with KP. Funny how these clowns do not learn. Willie Leaks has his own pose. The Wasp will be out faster than the bees, and the Fly will make his return to join the Spartans. There's all of that, yeah. All she is a mouthpiece with shit for brain. Let's go to the next one. Still about leaking. William does something petty and stupid. Instead of being upset with William, Charles blames Harry for talking about it. Tell as old as time music. So she retweeted that, Henry VIII. Let us be very clear. Charles isn't perplexed and saddened about what Harry said. He's perplexed and saddened that Harry won't let Charles and his circus of clowns lie about him. But for what it's worth, I think the main story in The Sun came from William. All right. So I get what he's saying here. Because Harry, this is the way they used to use Harry in the past. All right. Remember when the few moments that Meghan was over there, how they used to say nonsense about Meghan and Harry, and then they told them not to respond to the papers? Yeah, so I agree with that. They upset that they want to feed the papers all sort of BS. And let's not forget as well, politically, globally, there's a lot of military things that's going on. They want to distract people, okay? The papers want to distract the people so those elite people could do their damages militarily wherever they want to do their thing. So Harry, who's defending himself and saying this is not the lie and things like that, they are upset. They create a narrative and they want to go along with the narrative. But Harry, and I'm going to leave Meghan out of this. Harry won't allow them to use his name for their BS, for distraction. At the end of the day, Charles is a stunt monarchist. He thinks his ex-wife should have just taken his affair quietly. He thinks his second son should just kept it too. Yeah, I agree with that. I still don't understand why his staff, William, are stepping all over the best international press King Charles III has had all year, aside from the Zelensky visit, considering all the crises in the world. This is what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that's going on around the world. How is it good for the monarchy that all they're offering is family drama and toxicity? It's for distraction. Distraction. Remember how I said the recycle system in the UK? The politician do the damages, the royal family create the drama, and then the papers distract the people. Okay? So they can have that recycle system going on the way that they want to. So they're pretty upset about that. His ex-wife and son refused to let the firm and media lie on them, which made them both dangerous to the institution. If Harry didn't leave that country and get his own security, I don't think he will be alive today. I mean, look all the things that went on, especially in New York, the chase and everything like that. And I'm sure there are other things that had happened we don't know about. Because I remember, I think it was when Prince Philip died. I was so freaking scared for him. If you look at videos around that time, I think mostly on PYTE, I was afraid for Harry. That's how bad things were at that time. And people still wonder why he wanted to leave way before Meghan came along. This crowd is dysfunctional and delusional, press and family. Willie will also be dancing upon dear Oprah's freshly dug grave when the time comes. With any luck, Prince Harry will finally learn the lesson the universe has been trying to teach him, that you cannot trust a viper. 5 years of not dealing with the rats in the British media, and he's now in the sewer, caught up in a back and forth with them while his father gaslights him. Yeah, he needs to leave Charles alone, because Charles will never learn. He's afraid of he's afraid of the tabloid. He will do anything the tabloid tell him to do instead of sticking, be with his sons. All right, next street, and I pick it from here. Palace. Okay, 80. Even the voter themselves have admitted that the leaks were coming from Kensington Palace. But they will never frame the picture together, because when they will have to admit that an angry and jealous older brother chased his only sibling out of the country, and Charles and Elizabeth did nothing to stop it. I'm going to leave the Queen out of it. You know why I will leave the Queen out of it? Because she's been in the position for almost 70-something years. And she knew her time was about to be up. And then you have the heir, which was at that time Charles, and William were on the same page, and they wanted the only good person in the institution that will make the institution look good. They were against it. So what can the Queen do? Okay, her time is about to be up. So she's like, okay, if this is what you want, fine. But whenever Harry needed security, once she was aware of it, she gave Harry security. And this is why Charles went, and Charles and one of many reasons, Charles and Andrew teams up together to use their power as senior royals to get rid of the Queen's secretary and put someone that will listen to him and undermine the Queen. I mean, something like that were to happen if they were not the world. He could go to jail for that. But hey, here we are, putting the whole country in danger for stupidity. Where was I here? But they will never frame the picture together, because then they will have to admit that angry and jealous older brother chased his only sibling out of the country, and Charles and Elizabeth did nothing to stop it. And that doesn't work for the overall narrative. That's the part here. The brother chased him out. Okay, you beat me to it. I came to say just that. What was it? Even the voter themselves had admitted that the leaks were coming. Oh, yeah. You have, what's his name? Dan Wooten. Here's the clip that I'm thinking of. All the negativity is coming from the royal family.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
The royal family are the one leaking to the press. Okay, I saw this. I wasn't sure what this is all about here. Context. The ish happening on Struggle Island has nothing to do with good King Harry. He spoke the truth with his whole chest. He's not involved with the bottom feeders and their pet coward arguing among themselves to see which lie comes their fact. All right, let's see here. On the record statement from a named source. Okay, I still believe there can be no reconciliation without accountability. So this is Harry. I have no interest in being a working royal. I enjoy my life in the U.S. with my family. Got a chance to visit with my father, the king. Anyone claiming to know my views of the visit is lying. Okay, so these are the key factors, things that Harry have said. Claim of a framed picture is particularly correct. It is not a picture of my wife and me. All right. Action separates the heroes from the coward. The envious, it's separate. Oh, it continues this way. Okay. Action separates the heroes from the coward. The achievers from the complainers. The happy from the envious. It separates those who rise to the challenge from the haters who cower in the shadow of the stagnation. All right, so there's that here. No way. So the family regret, begging. Okay, let's see is people making up shit, treating anonymous sources statement that lack credibility as undisputed facts, but dismissing or deliberately misinterpreting on the record statement from named source. These are the royal rats, whatever. These people, it's like a freaking drama, unnecessary drama, wasting time. This is the thing that they want in the US as well. This is why they grab all form of communication. They buy all the papers in the US. This is the kind of distraction they want in the US. Oh my Lord. Thank you, Chris. We all think what you say so beautifully. The truth, just the truth. That's an ad. All right, let's get to the next tweet. What I like about it, she put it in an image. This part, I might put it on PYTE, all right? But I'm going to continue recording. All right, so there's there. So farmers can get bailed out. Oh, no, I don't want to talk about American things here. Never mind. This is not here. I wanted to talk about the kids. There were some random tweets. Yeah, these, okay? The last one that I show you had to do with American politics.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.